Assalamualaikum to my YouTube channel, and I'm here to tell you about the advent of Islam in the subcontinent. And this content is relevant to PMS, CSS, one paper MCQs, and all the other competitive exams. So, first of all, this topic is included in our Pak Affairs of CSS and Pakistan Studies of PMS. So from this topic, we know that only the MCQ part is coming in our paper. So you all know that how much this 1 or 2 marks matter for us in this competitive exam. So for that purpose, we will be looking forward to this topic from the MCQ perspective. So the history of Muslim rule in South Asia basically started from Muhammad bin Qasim when he came in the year 712, and this year is considered a landmark year in the history of Islam. He entered via Makran, and he conquered Debal, which is near Karachi. So basically he was coming from the Arab region. So he was coming from this region via Makran, and he entered through this route to Sindh. So from here, we would be noticing that when he conquered this area, which is Dibal, which is near Karachi, so this whole region became an Arab province. And previously, when he came to the Sindh, this area was being ruled by an autocratic Hindu ruler whose name is Raja Dahir. And at that time, Umayyad dynasty was continuing in the Arab state. So we would be looking forward to the background, like why this man Muhammad bin Qasim came to the subcontinent. We all know that there are piracy issues when vessels are being uh, uh, carrying their goods to different routes via sea routes. So here we would be having a glance that the piracy issues which were there already existing under the Hindu ruler Raja Dahir, and how these Indian pirates began to intercept the commercial vessels of the Arabs in the Indian Ocean. So this is basically whole Indian Ocean, and in this area, the piracy issues were found. So at that time, in the Umayyad dynasty, Caliph al-Malik ibn Abdul Malik was caliph, and he the king of the island of Rubies, which is Ceylon. That king sent few vessels, okay, and he sent women who were born in Ceylon and who were widowed, and some precious gift for governor of Iraq, Hajjaj bin Yusuf. At that time, the governor of Iraq was Hajjaj bin Yusuf. This is very commonly asked MCQ, that who was the governor of Iraq at the time of Umayyad dynasty. So that was Hajjaj bin Yusuf, and the vessels contained orphan daughters, children of merchants who had died in Ceylon. Ships were attacked by pirates of Dahir. Okay, so how he would be solving this issue of piracy, we would look forward to this. So basically, Raja Dahir sent his pirates, and those women and children were then arrested and they were kept in prison. When Hajjaj bin Yusuf learned about this happening, he messaged, or he sent a messenger to Dahir to set free those women and children, to which Raja Dahir bluntly refused. He said that he had no control over those pirates in the Indian Ocean. So Hajjaj bin Yusuf decided to punish this scornful attitude of the Raja Dahir. So he sent several expeditions to punish Dahir, which were a complete failure. He then decided to send his young nephew and son-in-law, okay, his son-in-law Muhammad bin Qasim, and he led a decisive battle. And in that battle, Raja was killed on the 6th day. So this is how um this Muhammad bin Qasim came to the South Asia in the year 712 via Makran. So guys, I hope that this would be helpful to you. Okay, so second is the Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud of Ghazni. Ghazni is basically an area in Afghanistan, and from here the Ghaznavid rule is established. Okay, basically Mahmud of Ghazni is a Mamluk Turk. Okay, he entered India and he invaded India 17 times. This is the most common MCQ which is being asked again and again in the paper. And his era is from 1000 to 1027 AD. Okay, the territories he captured stretch from Bukhara in the north, okay, to the Persian Gulf in the south, and then to Khwarizm and Tehran in Persia and Kannauj in central India. First one to break the military might of Hindus, he was the first one, and he conquered Punjab. You should be knowing these areas which he conquered so that the rote learning comes and you would be getting good marks if this comes in any of the MCQ. So Kannauj, the Gwalior, and then he got the title Yamin al-Dawla, right hand of the state. And this title was given by Abbasid Caliph. Okay, so he had many Persian poets in his court like Firdausi, Amir Khusro, Abdul Hassan al-Baruni. So this is all about Mahmud of Ghazni. I hope that you would be having a glance or you would be having an idea of what the era of Mahmud Ghazni consists of. So next is the Gaur. Gaur, you know from the name Gauri. So this is basically again a Turk dynasty, and they asserted themselves. They conquered Ghazni. Ghazni wrote to Prithvi Raj of Ajmer. So basically, Prithvi Raj jo tha, he was basically a ruler of Ajmer in Delhi, and he also wrote to Jaikant. Jaikant is basically a ruler of Kannauj, and he wrote a letter to return eastern districts of Punjab, which they both, Jaichand and Prithviraj, have seized. Okay, so he was basically writing to them so he could get back those eastern districts of Punjab, to which Prithviraj and Jaichand refused. So here comes the first battle of Taran in 1911. This is a very, very important MCQ. In 1911, Ori was defeated, but in 1912, in the same Battle of Taran, he won. He killed Prithviraj, and his general Qutbuddin Aibak conquered Delhi, Meerut, Aligarh. So this is basically a general idea of this dynasty. Next comes slave dynasty. Basically, Qutbuddin Aibak was a slave, and from there, from after he established his slave dynasty, and he extended his territory from Delhi to Bengal, and they were followed by Iltutmish. They were followed by Iltutmish, Razia Sultana, Balban, and Nasiruddin Mahmud. So this is the basic idea of all this. And the fifth dynasty, which happened to come after the slave dynasty, is the Khiljis, which is also a third dynasty. So basically from 1290 to 1320. They ruled here. So Alauddin was the ruler here in Khiljis, and he ruled for 20 years. Bakhtiyar Khilji, who bought Bihar and Bengal, used similar tactics as done by Alexander the Great. Therefore, he got the name Alexander II. Alauddin got the name Alexander II. Captured Chittor and Mewar in Rajasthan. One of his general Malik Kafur whole of South India उसने capture कर दिया था in 1312. And the sixth number is the Tughlaqs. This is also again a Turkish dynasty. Uh, their rule spanned from 70 years, and Muhammad Tughlaq was the prominent ruler there, and he ruled India with having two capitals. One was at Delhi, and the other was in Deccan, which was situated in Daulatbad. So this happened to be here, and Nasiruddin ruler was the last one for this Tughlaq dynasty. So I hope that you guys have got an idea about how the Islam spread in the subcontinent and how were the different dynasties succeeding each other. So this is all, guys. Keep supporting me and keep liking the channel. Thank you.